Yes, this is Azul Maksud. Today I am with another very much important project here. Actually, this is the troubleshooting the problems with AWS real-time production issues. Lots of production issues I solved, and I'm facing regularly. So here I have accumulated those issues here, and I'm doing the solution in the console and also in the CLI. So I'm showing you AWS CLI and also AWS console. Normally we learn through the console, but at the time of deployment or at the time of any kinds of disaster recovery, so on that time the console I don't use. And in the industry, when you become the expert, you have to do the CLI mostly, and in front of your peers or in the group or any kinds of presentation, you have to do mostly the CLI, command line interface, because command line interface giving only one line or two lines to execute, but in the console you have to go many places. So console takes times at least 3 or 4 times extra time. So please learn that CLI also. Here I'm showing you both console and CLI. Here my issues are with EC2 will be instance not starting. This is very much common issue I faced. Instance termination failure. I'm trying to terminate but it's failed. Then high CPU utilization. So CPU utilization is always coming frequently for EC2. The network connectivity issues. Network connectivity is also arises if you are not aware about the VPC specifically. Then insufficient storage. Insufficient storage also coming when the storage becomes almost full, more than 70% or 80% like that, then it's come like that. Then EBS issues, volume not attaching. EBS issues is coming. The EBS means volume, elastic block storage. So volume not attaching, sometimes it's happened. Then volume performance issues. Volume performance also issues sometimes arising. You are watching that this is down, the web server is down, but there is no issues. That means you have to check also volume performance is working or not. Then data recovery issues. These three guys for the EBS issues. Then S3 issues. S3 has access, lots of access. These guys, bucket level, also the object level. So access denied errors, object not found, bucket permission. These three guys is very much frequent, and also is coming to the interview also. Guys, I'm sharing from my real life, whatever I am doing or whatever I have experienced in the last 9 years. Just I'm sharing everything here, nothing fairy, nothing exaggerated. Then RDS issues, database connection issues. RDS has database connection issues arises, of course performance problem. Then backup and restore issues. So RDS means backup always happening. Also manager asking sometimes RDS backup is done or not. Okay, so auto scaling issues. Scaling policy is not triggering. Scaling policy you have given but not triggering. Instance not launching. It happens sometimes with the scaling issues. It's not frequent but happens. Load balancer issues, health check failure. It happens frequently. Health check failures has lots of reasons. I'll explain everything. Then load balancer not routing traffic. Then IAM issues, identity access management. It has the permission issues always. Access denies, oh my goodness, too much. So you must have to know these guys very explicitly. Then Route 53 issues, DNS resolution problem is coming, domain registration issues is coming. Then EKS issues, cluster not available. EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service, cluster not available. It happens frequently. About how many times? Almost 40%. Okay, EKS create cluster is not happening. Then pod failures or cluster not available, it happens. Then ECS issues, task not starting. specifically when the deployment coming with the ECS, Elastic Container Service, then it happens task not starting, service deployment failure. So task and service really gives the pain in the ECS. Okay, and CloudWatch issues, alarm not triggering, it happens too much, alarm not triggering, logs not appearing, it happens sometimes, but you have to know also why logs not appearing. CloudFormation issues, stack creation failure. When it's interesting, I'm saying if the EKS cluster not available, then it's coming automatically CloudFormation stack creation failures. Then resource update issues, it happens sometimes if not updating working. Specifically EKS 1.30, sometimes you have to update there, because by default EKS 1.2728 is still in many projects, so you have to update sometimes EKS Elastic Container Service 1.30. On that time CloudFormation updates sometimes not working. I'll show you everything. Then VPC issues, subnet not accessible. It happens sometimes, but not frequently, because without subnet VPC not coming. But sometimes subnet not accessible happen. But why happen? I will show you everything. Then VPC pairing issues, of course, guys, it's very much tricky. If you don't know very much clearly, it's a really problem, because I face this problem. I will share you guys. Then Lambda issues, function timeout. Oh my goodness, function timeout always coming Lambda. I will show you why. This is very easy thing. If not configured like that, it's coming. Permission issues is also happening. Code pipeline issues, pipeline stuck in progress. When the code pipeline, then it becomes sometimes stuck. It's showing that in progress, but not progressing, not finished. Okay, then deployment failures. So deployments failures happens when in progress too much time, then deployment failures happens. So there is also some specific reasons I will show you guys. And yes, this is part of my AWS DevOps engineering course. I have started this one, actually it is my YouTube channel. So started this one from this one, 3-tier deployment with VPC Nginx load balancer auto scaling. So from here, then this one, all of this one, Kubernetes too much, I have showed up all of this one, lots of videos done. Last one was Git and GitHub, and today's this EC2 issues solved will be added here. And this is my GitHub, and let's go to the real world. Yes, first of all, let's create the Bastion host for this demo. Launch instance, Bastion host or Bastion server, same. Ubuntu, T2 micro. I have given my key pair, and of course auto assign public IP should be enabled. Then I'm using my default one. Yeah, that's all from here. Let's get here. Instance Bastion host is still pending, but we can proceed. Mobile Extreme third party, SSH, Control B, remote host, Ubuntu, username, advanced SSH settings, private key. I have used this one. Yes, it's good now. So sudo apt update should be updated first. First of all, I have to download the AWS CLI apt install. So from here, for the Linux, for the Ubuntu, I'm taking this one. Now let's start with the issues. Number one issue, which one is frequently happened. Instance not starting. This is very much happening lots of times. So without going to the here, that means console, you have to go here. Lots of times is going, right? Instance not starting is if happened. Just pass here some commands, you'll get the whole picture. Yes, so AWS EC2 describe instance hyphen status. You can see the status from here. Status is okay. See here, name, reachability, that means you can reach past. Status, then okay. System status, this is the instance status. System status, both should be okay. Yes, then coming this one, instance termination failure. You cannot terminate instance. It happens sometimes. So why the instance termination failure? You have to see the everything. First the status after watching, then I'm showing you something here. So AWS EC2 describe instances. So after describing instances, here is showing instance. This is the AMI machine image ID is here, B8. Then instance ID, this one. Instance type T2 micro. Can you remember T2 micro? And launch time is today. So everything, if you see here something failure, then it's good, but it's showing that everything is good, right? There is no failure. Yes, very important. This is high CPU utilization. You have to see the high CPU utilization very frequently, whether you are in the DevOps engineer or anyone, but you are using the EC2. Yes, for this reason I have to take the instance ID. Then we can see that the period 300 seconds, that means 5 minutes. We can change it also, but it's okay. Instance ID is here. Instance ID should be here, and yeah, everything looks good. Yeah, it have the. Now let's see the network connectivity issues. It's also very much important because you have to see the AWS EC2 describe security groups. Sometimes for the network is good or not, you have to recheck that one. So it's coming like this, and yes, the connectivity issue is good. IP protocol -1, everything looks good. There is no red. So VPC ID also, everything is good. Ingress. So if you see anything red here, then you have to be aware of, or if anything problem, you can get any kinds of error message from here. Also, you can see the AWS EC2 describe network access control. I'm showing you this one, ACL. Yes, access control egress is true. Yeah, access control, basically when the ACL is coming, egress you have to be true, or which one you have given the rules. Pressing Q. Also AWS EC2 describe route table. You can see also the route table. Yes, route table also true main, and there is no red color like this. The route table has given the CIDR block. Everything is good. Now the insufficient storage. This is persistence problem. Too much is coming, these kinds of problems. So when you are facing these kinds of problem, then AWS EC2 describe volumes. You have to see the volumes. Yes, volume is attached or not, is true or not. You have to see. Encrypted false, I did not give the encryption. There is no problem about that. and multi-attached enabled is false. It's not also a problem if there is any rules like that. Okay, state in use, that means my this storage, this volume is in use. Now about this storage, EBS issues, because the storage I'm watching here, let's know some more EBS issues, like volume not attaching. This is one kind of EBS issues you saw here. See here, state is attached. So if it is not attached, that means not attaching, then you have to do the troubleshooting. Volume not attaching, then AWS EC2 describe volumes. You have to describe again the volume to see everything is good or not, and also you have to see AWS EC2 attach volume. Attach volume. Yes, so it's asking for device instance ID, volume ID. So device I have given here dev SDF. Then next line, instance ID is in last 90. Volume ID I have given like this. So I can attach this one. Also the current or existing volume, if you like to see, then EC2. Then here is storage. Storage has this volume ID, the current one, and device name dev slash SDA1. This is the by default when you starting new EC2, then it's coming dev slash SDA1. Yes, for demo purpose, it's showing that this is already in attachment. Okay, so we can do this detach first. So let's do the detach first. This is the root volume, so it cannot be detached. This is the root volume, it cannot be detached. Yes, if it is there is any extra volume, then you can detach with this one. Yes, now the volume performance issues, this is also giving hard time, you guys, you know. So yes, so CloudWatch get metrics statistics when we are doing this command. Then we have to give the namespace, metric name, start time, end time, period, statistics, dimensions. So in the dimension here, it has come the volume ID. See here, this is the volume ID. So this volume ID last 200E. I've used this volume ID last 200E. So let's see this one. Yes, when is the data point is coming like this, that means it's good now. Otherwise, you have to give AWS EC2 modify volume. So modify volume when coming. Okay, it's asking for volume ID. After the modify volume, so volume ID also have given the size. Let's see here. It's going. Now let's see the volume, the progress. So AWS EC2 describe hyphen volumes modification, then volume ID. So let's see the progress. After this, it's showing the progress like this. Same thing. So it just started. Now data recovery issue is also very much important. So you have to do sometimes data recovery. So AWS EC2 create snapshot is first. Let's recheck the volume ID. Volume ID is here under the storage. 200E last. 200E is last. As snapshot of the volume, this volume snapshot or picture we are taking now. It has taken. There is no error. Now AWS EC2 restore volume from snapshot. Our issue is which one? Data recovery. So data recovery means restore. AWS knows like restore, and in our language recovery. Yes, now AWS EC2 create volume, snapshot ID, availability zone, volume type, size. So size 100 type GP3 I am good, but the snapshot availability zone I have to change this one. Availability zone should be the EC2 in which region it is here. US East 1B. I'm copying this one, right click, then snapshot ID I have to give here. Snapshot ID is where? Snapshot ID, this here snapshot, this is the ID, we can take it from here. Okay, now it's created. When it's coming like this, there is no error, that means created. Let's recheck the volumes here. Under the volume, there is 2 volumes here. So now we have to attach this one with our EC2. So we have to pass this guy, AWS EC2 attach volume, then device dev SDF, instance ID, this is our instance ID, then volume ID. You have to change this volume ID. Go back here, new volume ID. How can I see? I said you, I think this is not attached, this is in the attachment resources. So here is the volume ID. Now enter. Is attaching, state is attaching, that means it should be now changed the state. Yes, after attaching, after having anything is in use like this, let's see the instances. We have only one instance, the Bastion host. So in the storage section here, see here, 2 volumes. One is here, another one is here. Size is 100 and 100. That means 200 gigabyte here attached. In attachment status, attached. Okay, I did not encrypt it. Delete on termination. See here something? Yes. Which one? Delete on termination. This is very much important. This is the root one. Root one is coming SDA1 last. I always remember like this. Dev is equal for everyone. But SDA1, this is also interview question for actually senior level. SDA1 is the root volume, device name last. And this is delete on termination. When I created this EC2, it was, I ticked upon the delete on termination. So this one is not delete on termination. Which one? Right now I have attached SDF. I have attached this one. This is not deleted, not deleted on termination. Let's see here, Bastion host. If I delete here right now, terminate, okay, it's now shutting down. It's now shutting down. Let's wait a bit. So our volumes are all here. Still, this is actually our root volume, the first one, 79%. Which one? We watched BED. So let's see here volumes again. See here, that one is terminated or deleted, but the 49, which one we just attached, this is still available in the 1B zone. Let's see here, EC2, here is the EC2. So all the state terminated this one. Terminated storage. There is no storage. See here, no storage. But earlier it had this storage BED last. It should be terminated, and B6 snapshot ID, B6 or volume ID 149, it should not be terminated. let's see here, volumes. See here, 149 is still alive, it's not terminated. So in my real life I had a error or mistake. I terminated the EC2, but the added extra volume I forgot to actually to delete. Then it was in problem in my project. Then I had to delete this one manually. So remember, after terminating the EC2, that does not mean that everything is deleted. Yes guys, today I have covered EC2 issues and EBS issues. So this is now midnight in Ohio. I'll cover next lessons S3 issues, RDS issues, auto scaling issues, load balancer issues, IAM uses, Route 53 issues, EKS issues, ECS issues, CloudWatch issues, CloudFormation, VPC issues, Lambda, code pipeline. So still a long way to go. Hope to see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.